welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
And I'm Shawn. And we're back.
We are. It feels like forever since we've done this.
I know.
Probably because you've been out of town, and there's been shit going on, and oh man, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I know. I feel like, we recorded last week Monday or something? Or Tuesday?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time since we've done this. Oh, wait, I have to try to not breathe into this. I could hear myself breathing last time. Sorry, I apologize.
Well, the key, I do try to eliminate as much of that noise, but it is hard because you can't get rid of everything. And I have
Yes, unfortunately, I am human. I require oxygen.
I'm kind of also I'm very specific when it comes to breaths.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people they do the...
I feel like that's what I was doing last episode.
You don't do that as bad.
I was just
there's some people that are really bad at it.
I was like, last episode I was really bad. Maybe it was just the way I was sitting or something, but I was just like...
Yeah, it's also, too, it doesn't...
I sounded really fat.
It also doesn't help that when I normalize, sometimes that stuff gets heightened, and I can't really, not do that, so, yeah.
Yeah.
But
so yeah. I'm going to try to hold this a little bit farther from my face, and hopefully it'll be okay.
Well, yeah, no, we're doing all right.
Experimentation.
Yeah, so I was out of town for a few days. Also, real quick, just as a heads up, if you're listening to this and it's a little bit later in the day on Thursday, that's because I am not feeling too hot and I need some rest. So the episode's going to come out on Thursday, but it will come out a little bit later. So I guess, unfortunately, you're just going to have to wait a bit for the show. All couple hundred of you.
4 people.
4 people. No, there's more than that, I think. I don't know.
5 people?
5.
A whole 5?
A whole 5.
Shit.
But yeah, so that's pretty much, that's just a quick announcement.
Right.
So I had the opportunity. Yeah, I was back home in Buffalo for my best friend Cisco. He got married. Him and Aaron. Cisco and Aaron, congratulations.
Congratulations.
They got married, and so I got to spend some time in the city, in the town or whatever, and I got to check out a few shops. A few new shops, a few old shops. Just kind of took some time to take in some what Buffalo has to offer. Particularly, I went to. Well, there's 2 places I went to that I'll talk about. I went to a place but I think it's called the Heart of the Game, and what's funny is that it's right down the house, right down the street from my house, because I used to, I live on a street that, it's separated. It's separated into a southern part, and it's separated by this bridge. And I used to, on the other side of the bridge, there's a plaza that I used to go to all the time when I was a kid, and had all sorts of random, stores in it, and it's got now it's got a Polish diner in it.
Oh shit!
That my mom and I went to go eat at when I got in, and apparently there's a comic book / gaming store.
Yeah.
That now exists in one of the spots there, and I went ahead and checked it out. And as far as gaming stuff goes, it's pretty great. As far as video games. And that was a lot of fun, just to check out. I just like seeing lots of old video games. They have new games, they have old games. I was actually looking for a USB controller for my Mac, just to find something new to use. I think I have to order one on Amazon, but
yeah.
I was just moseying around there, and I saw some cool stuff. I took a few pictures too. If you do follow me on Instagram, I do post some of that stuff. And they also had card gaming there, and there was these kids. I want to say they were teenagers. They're basically me and Brian when we were 16, 18. I can almost imagine it's me, Brian, and Benny.
Okay.
And I've talked about Benny on the show before.
Oh, yes, you have.
Probably.
You have brought up Benny.
So, and we used to play Magic back in the day, and I kind of felt this was the 2017 version of us.
Good job.
But, a lot less civilized. I don't know. I wouldn't say civilized. Because they were talking about...
You guys were probably just as uncivilized back then.
Oh, we were... You know what? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we were fucking monsters.
Yeah. Because you were, 14-year-old teenage boys?
We were between 14 and 17-year-old boys who liked wrestling.
First off,
and comic books and Magic the Gathering.
I will say most teenagers are uncivilized.
Uh-huh.
Because you're teenage boys. You're young.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. You're supposed to be that way when you're young. When
Yeah.
you're like, 14, 15.
But yeah, I was definitely, just this crew. We used to play Magic. There's this crew there, and then they're talking about bullshit. Just being idiots.
But
and I
I'm
was
glad they had a place to go to play
I know.
Magic. I think that's the thing. Like, that's what I really love. Like, that's why, I like the Bug a lot.
Yeah.
Because they've got those they have a whole now new gaming store right next door. But it's like, it's a place for dorky kids to go and just have like a good dorky time.
Well, here's the thing.
And I think that's great. I wish I had something that cool when I was a kid. Kid.
I did kind of have that. Yeah, there was a store, which actually I have a story about the comic book store that I told you about. I think I told about it yesterday, or did I?
I don't know
about the comic book store owner that got in trouble with the NHL. Did I tell you that?
No.
Oh, great! This is new then. So, anyways, but there was
back in the day.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Well, there was this comic book store that I used to go to called Flight and Fantasy on Clinton Avenue, Clinton Street in Buffalo, South Buffalo, and it was around for a couple of years. They had like 2 locations at one point. One of them burned down, and so they just moved everything to the location that was closer to me, and then they moved from like one spot to another spot further down the street. And that's where it was. And that was actually where, we would buy Magic cards, we would do comic books, we would action figures, dollar comic, whatever, we were in our glory, that was our place. Mm-hmm. And, you could play Magic there too. The problem is that I wasn't that good of a Magic player. Neither was Benny. And I don't know if Brian was any good. But it's one of those things where you go there and you like, yeah, I just want to go and play, I want to play against people, but I want to get my ass kicked.
Right.
And so it's kind of like I could play against Benny and Brian and, Benny's brother and whoever else that we were friends with that we were playing with, but I can't like play against, let's say, for example, mutual friend of the show, Juan.
Right.
Juan Rocha. Who is
Juan plays in like tournaments and shit.
Juan is an experienced Magic hustler.
Yeah, no, he's good at it.
Who will destroy you. I mean, it's the thing. He would have handed me my ass back in 1996.
Sure.
Let alone, I mean, compared to today, where he is probably. I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming he was playing back then.
Sure.
But that's the thing. Is like I would go there and I would just get my ass kicked. And I don't want to do that. So I never really, got into that. But anyways, the store is real quick on the store that I went to. I gotta get to this other. I got stories.
I noticed. I just got bit by our cat again.
Oh, I know. I think you got the bad end of the deal. So basically, the store has like comic books in it. They have like some new stuff, but the way that this is what I really don't like this. And when a store does this, when they put all of like their back issues and they stick them like in the racks. So, like, you're kind of looking, they just stuff them in the racks and not in, like long boxes on tables.
Yeah.
Where if you're going to do discount comics or just back issues, put them in like shell, like containers or things you can stand over and look at. Like, I think that is the optimal way of looking at comic books.
I would agree.
That is, unless for old comic books, if you're looking at new books, they're on the rack and you find them.
Yeah, but that makes sense. That's where I don't, because there's not as many. Usually you'll only have like a couple issues on the rack. Like, let's say you're looking for DC Dark Knight's Metal. There'll be like 4.
Yeah.
1 through 4 and you're good. You're not looking through 15 years stuffed into a rack.
Yeah, I know. And I'm saying they're just randomness. And the thing that really kind of disappointed me about this place is they're one of those stores that's like, well, all of our back issues are $3 unless marked, which means they're higher if they're marked. And I'm like, look, I understand you got to turn a profit.
Yeah, man.
But
seriously,
why the fuck am I gonna?
Why are you selling me a Sovereign 7 for $3?
Yeah, or don't sell me.
You should be giving that away.
Do not sell me a Night Thrasher for $3.
Right. That's like that antique store I went to when I was in Pasadena. And I was just like, oh, hey, cool antique store. And I went in and they actually had comic books in the back. And it was like Oh, it was something. It was like Blood Strike or
Yeah, it was the shitball stuff.
It was really bad, and it was like $4, and I was like, this wasn't worth $4 the day it was printed.
No.
And it sure as fuck isn't worth it now.
Yeah, there's a lot of stores that do that, and there's a lot. I really just. I mean, look, I understand why they do it.
Of course,
but I
do
dislike
too.
it.
I'm just saying,
Can't say.
not, it's for me, the discerning comic book shopper. It's not my thing.
Yeah. So getting back to the story about Flight into Fantasy. So this is something I found out from my brother.
Okay.
Brian.
What,
when
recently?
Just on this trip.
Oh, okay.
Because we were talking about, because we drove by the old locations of the Flight into Fantasy.
Now, this place wasn't the weird one that was in like basically some dude's garage.
No,
right?
no, that
me
was
to that one, and I was like,
yeah, that's what I keep remembering that was a thing.
It was weird. It was literally like some guy's garage.
Thinking about it, shit, we went there 2008?
Yeah, it was the first time I went up there.
Yeah,
Yeah, you took it to, and it was cold, and it was literally like a garage.
Yeah, and I'm like,
and it was real weird and musty.
And I
small.
remember it being around like years before.
It probably was. It was just probably some guy's garage. He was just like, I'm running out of my garage. It's just that's basically what we're gonna become. We're gonna be like, we have so many comic books. Let's just.
I feel like we are that already.
Well, except we just don't sell them out of our garage.
So people could maybe
that's what we should do. We should just get a table and like go out and stand on La Cienega and be like, "Who wants a comic book?" And you have to like stop by.
Who wants a comic book?
Yeah, who do you want a comic book? Our cat's being a little bit of an asshole today because he wants dry food even though he has had 2 dinners.
I think
chicken. He does not need any food.
We can seriously just do a podcast where we just
yell at the cat?
Try to fight the cat.
Because that's literally what I've been doing for the past, I think, half an hour. He's being an asshole because he wants me to feed him, and I'm like, no, you're already fat.
We literally threw garbage on the ground for him to bite.
Yeah, because he likes to buy paper.
And now he's licking his
I have to give him his own envelopes so he doesn't need our mail. We've had to give him his own comic book so he'll stop biting mine. Anyway. So the NHL store that got in trouble. Or the guy who got in trouble with the NHL.
Well, anyway, so the story is about Flight into Fantasy, and so Brian was telling me, I go, because we passed by it, on the old location, I go, oh man, sucks that it sucks that it's not there anymore. Brian mentions like, yeah, it's the owner, because this guy named Jeff apparently got in trouble because so what happened was in '98 the Sabres went to the Stanley Cup,
right?
And they were playing the Blues, and there was a whole thing about no goal. Do you know about this?
No.
Where basically, like, I think it was Brett Hull or some big hockey player, like scored a winning goal on us, but his skate was in the thing.
Oh, in the crease?
Yeah, there was basically there was a lot of controversy, but like Gary Bettman, the NHL commissioner, was like, yeah, right. And Buffalo once again continues to be cursed with no championship.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
And we barely get, I think that was the closest we've come.
Probably. Except those 4 Super Bowls you guys lost.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, hey, go Bills. And go Sabres. No, the Sabres and Bills are staying because somebody in Buffalo that does oil fracking decided that the Bills and Sabres need to stay in town.
Do people frack in Buffalo?
I think I'm probably wrong, but I know he's got an oil connection. I assume he was.
But he doesn't frack in Buffalo.
I don't think he fracks. I think he fracks somewhere else, and he's just like, hey, I love Buffalo. Here, have a pizza and have a team.
Also pollution.
And pollution. And,
I'll just go put that somewhere else.
Here's a pierogi. All right, have a fun time. So that's basically it. But anyways, but some people, Buffalo are very dedicated sports fans.
Yes, they are. Yes.
And the owner, his name was this guy Jeff, was like, I am going to protest said Sabres no goal event.
Okay.
By creating merchandise that says no goal and using the extremely copyrighted Stanley Cup trophy on all of this merchandise.
It says no goal.
And says no goal and whatever, we just went to town on it.
Yeah.
And as copyrights are wont to when they are violated,
came on down.
shit happens.
Oh yeah.
The
hammer will come down.
The hammer will come down. So he basically had to close the store because he was bankrupted by fighting this lawsuit.
Oh, but he fought the lawsuit. That's the thing. If they just
whatever fines he had to pay. I don't know.
Oh, I was hoping maybe he got like a cease and desist, and he was just like, eh.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I would not handle. I would not trust the owner of a comic book store in South Buffalo to be the standard bearer of fighting copyright against the NHL.
Yeah, you're gonna lose.
The guy that sold me Magic cards and let me, let 16-year-old Shawn sit unattended while looking at Penthouse comics, and hanging out with Benny and being like, "Hey, let's look for some Vertigo comics that might have a boob in it," and oh, look at these.
That was also the time of the really weird long asses and thighs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a time for Shawn.
That must have been real confusing.
He was the same guy too that I asked. I go, "What's the deal with Secret Wars?" And I remember I went with my dad. My dad was, and the guy was telling me, and I didn't want to. For some reason, I was like I wasn't paying attention. My dad's like, "This man's telling you about Secret Wars. You should listen." And then I learned about Secret Wars. That's a story, but that's what happened. That's what I just found that out, and I was telling Brian, I'm like, I'm very upset by this.
Whether you didn't know?
Well, that I didn't know, and that that a comic book store that I loved was ruined because of the NHL. I mean, it was ruined by the guy that decided to be like, you know what? I love the Sabres, Buffalo sports so much. I'm gonna,
blame the big corporation.
Yeah, blame the corporation.
Yeah, it's always easier.
Because I had good memories of that place. If the Sabres would have won the cup, if the Sabres would have...
You should blame the Sabres.
I blame the Sabres.
Blame Brett Hull.
I blame...
Or whoever the fuck did that.
No, whatever. I blame Buffalo hockey for not being better.
You could blame the Blues. You can just hate them forever.
Because had we have won other sports trophies... Hell, I blame the Bills for not winning the Super Bowl back in 91 and 92 and 93 and 94... Because then we would have been our championship bloodlust in Buffalo would have been satiated.
It's never satiated.
No, it would have been. We would have held us over because I don't think would be going no goal.
Never satiated, and I say this as somebody who grew up in Denver, where I have watched at least one Stanley Cup, maybe two.
You guys had teams that won though,
and the Broncos went twice. Yeah,
the Broncos won twice, and you had the Rockies. They're a pretty good team.
That's why I'm telling you.
Or we're a good team. The Nuggets, I don't know.
I don't think they ever won anything, but I'm telling you that's why I know it's never satiated. And you've been to Boston, you know that.
Well, it ruined a comic book store, and it upsets me.
I'm sorry.
Because I could still be going there today. I could have taken you there, and I could have been like, hello, I'm older now, and now I am married. It would have been like Cats in the Cradle and shit. And it's like,
do you just want me to play that song for you while we stand in front of a copy of Secret Wars? Would that make you feel better?
Yes, please get a trade for Rebecca Secret Wars and play Cats in the Cradle.
While we stare at it, I'll just put it on the table. We'll just stand there and look. And we could cut out a picture and just write that guy, or just a circle on a piece of paper and just write that guy's name on it so you can pretend it's him.
I want it to be just a still video of just sitting there while the whole song is playing, and then in the background you just see like a superimposed, but you kind of can see the no goal happening. Over it.
You know what? Maybe we should do that, and that's going to be our Christmas video.
A Christmas video? And people will be like, what is this? Is this some sort of art piece?
It would be we think it's funny, but no one else gets it.
Right now, Brian is laughing his ass off. He's like, my brother's stupid. Last thing about my trip back to Buffalo, I did go to Dave and Adams, a place that we did go to before.
Yes, that place is fun.
Dave and Adams is a rad place. I like it a lot.
They've got so many comics.
Well, they got so many comics, but they have so much just merch.
Well, they just have a lot of stuff.
Things. They have, if you're a Bills fan or a hockey fan, you get your fill of merch there.
You get your merch on.
You get merch.
Yeah, you get merch.
Capital M merch. And then, but in the back, in the back half of the store, it's all comic books and game cards and video, board games and card games and toys and all sorts of cool stuff, and it's just nice to go and look at, and just, they had 50-cent comics. What? Are you being disturbed by this?
Yeah, I'm really upset actually by these.
Don't look at the Arby's. I see cookie butter, and I'm ew.
Well, I put this. I got a bunch of shit in the mail. Those coupons that they send you, and I have it on the couch because I don't want the cat to eat it. Because I'm like, oh, coupons. I'm an old woman. I want to look at these.
I told you to throw the Arby's out.
Well, that was the thing. I didn't realize there were Arby's, and I keep looking down, and all I see is Arby's, and it's really upsetting me.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. I have to turn it upside down. I can't look at Arby's.
No.
It might kill me just by looking at it.
So basically,
serious blockage.
So I had a chance to check the store out, and I bought some books for the show. I had a chance to do some shopping there. Mm-hmm. I do want to say I like that store a lot because they do have 50-cent comics and a lot of 50-cent comics. The problem I have with it is that and I know this is just how it is.
Well, it's probably they buy bulk.
They buy bulk, but somehow
or wherever from somebody who's going out of business or who had it in storage for
how is
years.
it though that when you buy in bulk, you somehow buy the same copy of New Warriors like 20 times over?
Because maybe it was somebody's like distribution center or warehouse or whatever.
It's crazy. It's crazy how many of like repeat the same comics that you find.
That's why you always find Alpha Flight. There are so many of them.
I know. Which I did fill some holes with Alpha Flight.
Yes, you did.
I am on my way to becoming a premier Alpha Flight collector.
So proud.
I don't have the original 10, 12 issues because I have them in trade, but I count that because that means I have it to read it. So
one day you'll get there.
One day, and then if I feel fancy, I'll go and buy the real ones. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But
all right.
Nonetheless,
I support your goal.
And shout out to Dave and Adams. I guess, do you want to talk about the Justice League trailer real quick?
Oh, do we have to? I mean, yes.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead and talk about it.
Okay, so I hated it. I'm sorry. I did. First off, it's all red.
I know. It's really.
But, all right. I'll give it that I could actually see.
It looks like a Polish dinner.
Yeah, it's brown.
It's all red and brown.
Yeah, it's really gross. I mean, okay, fine. I will just say that's something that I'm not a fan of, but that's an artistic choice. That's whatever. At least I could fucking see it this time. So I'll give it that. I still think the Flash looks like garbage. I hate his suit so much. I also think Cyborg still looks like garbage.
Cyborg looks dumb.
I don't like those uber stylized suits. So that was that. What I really hated was the song. The minute we start playing We Could Be Heroes, I almost threw my laptop. I was like, fuck you, trailer. I am so over that, and now we're going to play a song, that actually states the thesis of the movie. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. No
they
more.
Should just intercut
I am done. Fuck you. Done. Hated it.
They should re-release an extra trailer, which is
hated it.
It's just in the middle of just you throwing up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. No, you know what? I also that whole shit in the beginning with Clark, with Superman, and
that was dumb. I was really hoping that I was going to see a mustache, because you know what's going to happen that whole movie. Every single time I see Henry Cavill's face, I'm going to be like, "Is this a CGI? Is this a CGI? Is?"
I'm watching it.
Left him a mustache, because you know what? That's a fucking amazing mustache.
I know.
Henry Cavill looks like the sleaziest porn dude, and it's fucking manly as shit, and I love it. I love Henry Cavill's mustache.
I think he loves it too, but unfortunately,
should keep it forever.
Oh
he
man, he
should be like Tom Selleck of his generation.
You know what? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? He can
stash.
He's an okay Superman.
He seems like a pretty decent dude.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like, I follow him on Instagram. He's a dork.
He is a dweeb.
But you know what?
Hot dweeb.
He's very hot, but he's got a great mustache. And I'm like, you know what? That's a fucking mustache. Don't ever get rid of that.
I can't wait. I really can't wait.
People should high five that mustache, but not actually. Like if it had
Look,
hands.
if you see Henry Cavill in public, you
high five his mustache.
You slap him in the face. You'd be like, I love it. And he's like, ow.
Yes, do not break Henry Cavill's nose.
Yeah.
But if his mustache had little hands, you could high five it. And
man, maybe they're gonna do that in the movie.
It's a sentient being.
Ugh.
Like I would buy a plush mustache toy. Only if it said Henry Cavill's mustache. None of that hipster bullshit. It has to be Henry Cavill.
Could we get a pop figurine of
just
mustache Superman?
I just want just the mustache, so it has little arms and legs, and that's it. I just want the mustache. It doesn't need to be attached to anything, and then I can give it a high five. Be like, you're so manly. Love it.
Oh God!
The day he shaves will be a sad day for me, because I really like the mustache.
You can tell how much we care about this trailer when we're just talking about a mustache that's not even in the trailer, but maybe it's in the movie.
It was just dumb.
Maybe it's in the movie.
He was like, "Oh, I take it that's a yes."
It's like, fuck you.
You know what?
You're dead.
You're dead. Number one.
God damn it! If
either that or you know what? That's at the very end.
What is it? Oh, I'm surprised you're here. You think that's what we're getting?
Yeah, that's either a dream or that's the very end where she runs out of the house and he's standing there and he goes, "Oh, I take it as a yes," and then they kiss and it's the end of the movie. And everybody's like,
So also too, I want to point out how fucking chaotic this movie looks.
That's the thing.
Because it's like
so much going on.
It's like little kids, and then they're like fucking parademons, and I'm like,
yeah,
no.
And then there's just fighting and Aquaman, like he gets thrown, like people just like use him like a fucking ping pong. They're like, here comes Aquaman,
He's got a stabby, you know.
Yeah.
He's not even in the water at all.
No, but you're right. He's not in the water at all. But I will say, Jason Momoa looks like the only person having fun in this movie. Because he's like, I'm fucking Jason Momoa.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to fucking enjoy literally everything I do. Dude gets a drink of water and, like, it's the best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, I know. He's great.
So, good for him.
Yeah, shout out to Jason Momoa.
Yeah, for just,
he might be the only good part of the movie, or maybe he won't. I don't know.
He seems to be having a good time.
Yeah.
Aquaman seems to be somewhat joyful.
I still can't believe that Cyborg's in this movie. Because I feel like we're just getting, like, he's just being, like, shoved into, like, same thing with The Flash, you know? Like, I kind of felt that we should have already had, like, the individual movies by now.
Well, that's the problem. They did it back asswards.
Well, they did it with the Avengers.
But that's the thing. We'd already met Thor.
Well, Hawkeye just was only in...
Does anybody want a Hawkeye movie? No.
No, but... Yeah.
He's eating your bag.
All right. Well, we're going to take our break. We'll come back. We'll talk about our book. And we'll see if our cat's still alive after this.
It's midnight. The podcasting hour. Hello, listeners. It's your friend, PJ Frightful. That's PJ as in podcast jockey. And I'm dropping dreadful new episodes every 2 weeks. When the clock strikes midnight, the podcasting hour shines a candle on the dark corners of DC Comics. Those supernatural sagas of Swamp Thing, Deadman, The Spectre, and more. The Podcasting Hour. It's a rotating anthology series boasting the terrifying talents of Ryan Daly, Rob Kelly, Paul Hicks, Ben Avery, Doug Zawisza, and other unfortunate souls. Prepare for the unexpected, open a doorway to nightmare, and enter the houses of mystery and secrets. The moon is full, and the dark spirits are rising. For it's midnight, the podcasting hour. Coming this Halloween, part of the Fire and Water Podcast Network. Beware.
All right, we're back here in Worst Collection Ever with our book for this week. It is, oh boy, get ready. It is a new book.
A new one. Not new to us. We're talking like new.
Well, it's technically new to us because
we read it. It's new to us, but I'm saying like this actually is like, it's not about, you could buy this. The story is happening right now.
Right. This is Dark Knight's Metal.
That's right.
DC Comics. Dark Knight's Metal, #1 from October 2017. Hey, that's this month.
Oh my God. We actually are doing something that happened now.
Well, came out. This is old.
You know what I mean? But I mean, like, this isn't older than us.
No, it's not.
Usually we have comics on the show that were literally printed before we were born.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but this is an anomaly for us. But we've been
talking about it so much. We're like, fuck it, we gotta. At least
it was one of those things where we've been reading about it, and we've been.
And I see the pictures.
You see the picture,
and I'm like, what the fuck?
There's just batshit not stuff going on with this book,
batshit.
And we're just like, all right, let's just throw something new in here and just kind of do that.
Yeah.
So here it is. And actually, what I did notice when I was at the David Adams, they had a. Apparently, this just came out because of all the Marvel stuff that they're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
They have Spirits of Vengeance book.
Okay.
With Ghost Rider and Hellstorms in it.
Oh, neat.
And a few other guys I'm blanking on right now, but a few other names, and I'm like, hey, all right.
Yeah, maybe you should pick that up.
That's a book I might never read, but I maybe... Because that's how... Look, let's just be honest. That's how it goes.
I know.
There are so many books out there.
That's the thing. There's just so much.
There's so much stuff out there that I'm like, yeah, I'll read that, and I never do.
Yeah.
But maybe one day I will. And one day now that after, because I was had this wedding and I had all this stuff, so my goal now is to get back into track and to put stuff, put the comic books away and make everything that.
Yeah.
I feel like shit right now, so that's gonna still have to be wait a little bit.
You've been running like crazy. Then you were on a plane, and that's not,
And I had my show on Thursday.
Well, that's the
which
thing. You had
was
the podcast
awesome, by the way.
festival show thing. Then you came home at like midnight. I drove you to the airport at like 4:30 the next morning. And you were on a plane. You did a wedding. You did all this run around. You came back on another fucking plane, and then you got sick.
Yeah.
Because you've just been running around.
Yeah, I'm depleted.
Yeah, so I made you chicken soup.
Depleted.
We're going to talk comics, then you're going to go to bed. Mm-hmm. Right?
Brother.
I have no idea what's happening.
I don't know. I decided to make a Gordon Sully noise.
All right, fair enough.
That was kind of... I just felt like it.
Things are getting weird, guys.
It's in my...
Did you already take the cold medicine?
No.
Oh, do we have cold medicine?
We do.
Oh, well, you should take it.
We got the good sleepy stuff that's going to...
Oh, shit. You should have taken it before this podcast. Then we could have had Shawn's cold medicine show and my drunk show. We just put them together. It's two broken people.
Two broken people.
On substances.
How is that not a podcast title?
Why
show?
don't we just rename this show
Two Broken
People? Literally the name of this show now.
Yep.
All right.
So Dark Knights Metal DC Comics #1, October 9th, 2017.
That's right, on the cover.
So on the cover, it says now it says this image. I can't fucking not see it, and it's stupid.
Right, now that I know what it is.
So basically, you have Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, Superman, Cyborg, and Batman standing on the cover, and they're in a formation that basically looks like...
At first, I thought it was just a U.
Yeah.
But apparently, it's the Maloikia or the
metal,
the
devil horns,
the devil horns, the rock on, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the formation because fucking rock.
Fucking metal.
Yeah.
And it's embossed. This is a very 90s cover.
Yeah. Well, we've got the shiny one.
Shiny embossed. I sprung for the shiny embossed.
Yeah, I mean, well, we're going to do it.
It looks great, though.
It does. It's a cool cover.
It looks kind of cool.
I mean, yes, it's a cool cover, also kind of dumb.
Also, we got, I think, I'm assuming this is Aquaman's trident.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
In the bottom, and it just is ridiculous.
It is.
I don't even know. It looks like there's part of a palm here, but I don't know what that is.
I'm sure it's a rock. I have no idea.
It's whatever. It's dumb.
I'm sure it's related to Batman.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, get ready.
We'll get into it.
So we start off with a thing here that says 50,000 years ago, and we see an animal.
It's a lizard.
Lizard.
It's a lizard.
And
it's running and making, like, symbols.
No, is it making the symbols?
I don't really know.
Or is he just running by it?
That's a really good question. I didn't know if he was running in formation to make the symbols or what.
Well, basically, there's...
Or maybe he's just running by them.
So many, whatever, 50,000 years ago.
Yeah, and they kind of look like Green Lantern-ish, but it's like one's a wolf, one's a bear paw.
Well, there's during the Age of Stone, there were three great tribes: the tribe of the wolf, of the bear, and of the bird.
Yep.
All were nomadic and shared a grand dream of discovery. But a fourth tribe rose, a dark tribe, unlike the others. And then all of a sudden, we see a splotch of blood.
Well, we also see a shadow that kind of looks like Batman.
And with its terrible rise, so began the Age of Metal.
And apparently this book's gonna get...
Is this an Iced Earth album?
This fucking series is getting a soundtrack.
Yes, it's literally getting a soundtrack, which I read the soundtrack. I read the listing, and I'm like...
Oh, who was on it? I don't even know. Probably nobody, right?
I mean, there's people on it, but I think it's mostly, like, arrangements and stuff. I don't know. Something else is Devil Driver on this? I don't care.
Is it a bunch of
Cold Chamber's back. Yeah.
Norwegian bands that are burning churches down, or no?
I wish it was a bunch of corpse paint. I wish it was just about people in corpse paint.
We're like, we found all these guys in the woods and we made them do our soundtrack.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So right now we jump to I think we're on what's the world that Mongol has? Bullshit fighting
Mongol
thing.
World.
Mongol World or Murder World.
It's the one where he has the fight thing.
It's got a name.
I forget what it's called, but yes, it does.
But basically, the Justice League is...
He has captured I don't know how captured them. They're there, but they are now wearing armor that like hinders their power. I don't know why they put Batman in armor because he has no special power. They're just letting them all use their fighting skills, and you're like, oh well,
Yeah.
okay.
And they're all covered in alien goop, and like Superman has a mace for some reason.
Oh yeah, and there's just blood everywhere.
He does look like looks like he just got done eating a pie because he has like a little like looks like a jelly.
Oh yeah, well that's Ma Kent's cherry pie.
Oh, is it a pie eating contest?
It is, and
Mongol has a pie eating contest.
I think the Flash wins, but yeah. So it's like in all of their armor, like dampens whatever.
Yeah, apparently
it was Superman's armor is like made of like red sun particles.
It's made of the dust of a few thousand crushed red suns. Which how do you crush a sun?
You can't. I don't.
You can't crush a sun.
No, you can't. So, I mean, maybe. I doubt it. So yeah, but there's like all these dead things.
So apparently, I think so. Mongol basically made a new war moon because I guess and this is something that's been happening that I haven't been paying attention. So he has this war moon. Apparently, he was being kept under watch after a fight with Zod, and then now they're like, "Batman, help us! Let's figure this out." And then
Toyman is there. That's right.
He has Toyman captive.
Yeah, he has Toyman captive because he wanted Toyman to like build him like a bunch of big monsters that will like basically kill the Justice League. So they're specifically designed to like prey on their weaknesses or whatever.
Right.
So the Toyman says something like, oh, like the answer's in the beginning or something dumb or whatever. And all these little robots come out and they start fighting them.
Did you see this little joke here where it's like
Oh yes, there's lots of jokes in here.
Did you see this here? Where like Flash is like they're like the robots come out and it's like, yes, to war, so enter Fulcum Abominus.
Yeah.
And he says, and we're fulked.
Yeah.
Fulk.
Well, the Flash brings it up later and he's like, I thought my joke was funny.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he does. He says it later. Because there's jokes in this book, guys. So they start fighting and they're fighting these things. And of course,
do not run, pain is fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's what they're chanting. Do not run, pain is fun. So they're like,
could I chant that at a wrestling event?
They're like, we've got to, and this is the standard, like, we're having a normal conversation while we fight.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, man, there's got to be a way to hack this, and blah, blah, blah. And of course, Batman, being Batman, figures shit out, even though Wonder Woman's like, hey, get back in formation. He's like, no, too busy. So he, like, opens up the mouth of the robot that he's fighting, and he turns off the thing inside of its mouth.
Yeah, there's like a uvula, like a
that has his symbol on it.
Yeah,
and
I don't like that.
And then he's like,
arg.
He's like,
oh, he gets his hand bit.
That's right, he gets bit, and
he gets chomped.
Here's another joke over here. And Aquaman's fighting is like, either we help, Flash says, either we help him or he's going to need your old harpoon hand. We have to move now. And harpoon hand has an asterisk. And it just says, see the 90s, which I actually fucking like. I think that's funny.
It's funny, but also it's like
a little much.
But is it a part? Is it a part? So is it with the DC continuity? Everything has been lumped in.
Yeah, and somehow, well, I mean,
and he had that hand.
Maybe Flash knows about it because Flash can like just run between timelines.
Sure.
Right. I mean, that's feasible.
Mm-hmm.
So Batman lets himself get eaten. Dick first.
Yeah. Oh, I'm certain that's happened plenty of times.
It definitely has. And so he's like, hey guys, punch.
I'm certain he's probably said it to many a date. Why don't you eat me dick first?
Ew. That's really gross.
I don't know why. I just assumed I assume that's something that's been said, and Alfred's walking by and he goes, and he just keeps fucking.
he just hangs his head in shame and just shuffles away.
Master Wayne, did you tell Vicky Vale to eat you dick first?
I'm really hungry. Oh, I have something you could eat. Ew.
Oh, no. No.
No.
No.
No. Well, you can eat me dick first. I mean, that's just basically it. Sorry. So he's like, hey guys, punch those things in the uvula and then let them eat you.
Yeah.
So.
Or no, you got to get eaten, then punch them in the thing.
No, they're punching first. See, punch, and then they all get eaten. See, this is them get eaten. Because they get wrapped up in wires and then they all get eaten legs first for some reason. Not head first.
Oh, they're all getting eaten, but then
usually get eaten head first.
And then they go inside.
And then they're like, oh man, we're in these robots. He's like, yeah, Toyman was fucking with Mongol and he built these so we could take them over. Now we can become Voltron.
Yeah, that's what happens.
And they do.
And then they become Voltron. Let's give them war.
The Flash is complaining about being the Foot.
And they each have... Yeah.
And of course Batman's the head.
Why would he be complaining about being the Foot? He's the fastest one.
We need your foot.
You should. Your fist ain't used. You don't need your fist.
And Batman's like, let's give them war.
So Batman's the head, and Wonder Woman's the...
I don't know. She's not the chest.
No, she's the arm.
Oh, she's the arm, and Cyborg is the other
Hers doesn't really look like... Hers just looks like a gold claw, because you can tell this is Aquaman.
Yeah. And then
you
this one's Superman.
Flash and Superman and
Batman.
Cyborg.
And she just looks like a gold claw. Sorry, Wonder Woman.
She looks like a claw in a claw game.
Yeah, she does.
It's dumb.
So then they win. We don't get to see the fight.
Yeah, wait. They're
just like, hey, we're a robot now. All right, we're leaving.
Goodbye.
Next page, they're back in space. And for some reason, like, Batman is flying a constructed, like a Green Lantern construct jet. Like, he's in the actual pilot seat, and there's a console in front of him, but it's just a light construct?
Right.
Why?
Because I think he just wanted to feel good about flying.
They were just like...
Although for some reason,
Aquaman... They do with Trump when they, like, give him all the stuff that praised him that day. They're like, here, sir, here's the file folder of things that said good things about you. Is it like the same thing with Batman? They're like, you can sit in the pilot seat.
He's like, I want to be a pilot.
You feel like a big boy now.
Why are they all wearing I mean, I understand why Aquaman or what?
Wait.
They're all wearing these masks.
How is Aquaman able to, like? I mean, they have to breathe. I think that's the whole point. But like,
why is Green Lantern wearing the mask when he just basically can cover himself in his
Green Lantern
thing?
doesn't need the mask. Superman. I mean, it depends on which comic you're reading. Sometimes he needs it. Sometimes he doesn't. Wonder Woman. Okay, but Green Lantern shouldn't. Or Aquaman. Shouldn't he be in here with Flash and the rest of them? He can't like fly.
Yeah, I know.
What's he doing out there?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no. Why is he can't?
Because he can't fly.
How is he flying? Is he being dragged by Green Lantern?
No, because the rest of the ones that can't fly, Cyborg can fly because he has thrusters.
But they're flying in space too. Like I understand that Wonder Woman can fly on Earth, but she can't fly in space.
No, the only people who are able to be outside of this are Superman and Green Lantern.
Yeah.
The rest of them should be inside of Batman's fake jet.
This is horse shit.
This is horse shit. But so Batman calls Alfred to be like, hey, Alfred, I'm coming home. Please put on my lobster thermidor.
Well, what's this here that, let's see, Batman, what you said about the Brillians, you wouldn't want to lose track of Mongol unless something size was going on. And Batman's been investigating something, and Superman's like, Bruce, you want
to talk?
You want to talk? He's like, no.
Bruce never wants to talk. Why would you ever ask him that question?
No.
Bruce does not care.
But, so Alfred calls, I think he calls Alfred.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, I'm coming home.
And Alfred's like, yeah, well,
by the way,
Gotham is fucked.
Gotham continually fucked.
Yeah.
Never stops being fucked. Is literally the worst place on Earth at this point.
It is really bad.
It's really shitty, and no one should live there.
No, don't.
Ever. So, apparently a mountain has just, like, sprung up in the middle of nowhere. And Batman and his weirdly long torso, because I don't know if you've noticed.
Yeah, what is up with
odd
that?
Proportions here. He's got this really long-ass torso, which is just really fucked up. I don't know if
is he Michael Phelps?
Yes, he is Michael Phelps. He is Phelpsian.
Oh man, Batman is Michael Phelps.
So
just saw this coming.
They're like, oh, what's with this mountain? And Superman, he's like, I don't know. It's like a bunker.
It's hollow, but we need to find a way in. So Flash decides to run around.
And the way they actually draw Superman's X-ray vision is kind of fucked up.
I don't like it. No,
it gives him like black eyes. And
he has black eyes, but he also
looks like he's shooting like space dust out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't we just be like, he's looking inside of it? We don't need to have his black eyes.
Yeah, like in Apollo 13 when they're like, fire the space thruster and that like little puff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly what his eyes look like.
No.
And then he explodes, I'm assuming. because that's what happened in the movie.
So Flash finds a door. I'm assuming, is this the Challengers of the Unknown?
I don't know.
Their signal, because I think that's what that is. He finds a door.
And it's like a hourglass. Sure.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, man. And he says, whoa, big door. And he sends it to Cyborg. And Cyborg's like, I don't know. I don't know. So then they go inside. And there's a pod.
Yeah.
And it just has like people in it.
No, it has Red Tornado in it.
Oh, that's right.
Red Tornado's here.
Yes, well, that's the thing. They don't know who Red Tornado is. So this is what we have to establish, because this is an Elseworlds book, but it doesn't say Elseworlds on it or any of that.
Is this really an Elseworlds thing?
It has to be. How do you not know who Red Tornado is?
Because here's the thing. Red Tornado, unless if they're basing this off of, wasn't it like on Earth 2, like he...
But they don't even know who Hawkman is.
No, they don't.
So it has to be an Elseworlds, because Hawkman's still running around, right?
I don't know.
I mean, he was definitely in the New 52, and that was not erased when Rebirth started, even though he doesn't have a book anymore. And I don't know if Red Tornado ever showed up.
Red Tornado, I think,
he was on Earth 2 for sure.
He was on Earth 2, and wasn't like...
Oh, Lois Lane?
Lois Lane was him.
Red Tornado for a while.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's why. So Red Tornado was here, and they don't know who the fuck he is. So that's why I'm like, this has to be...
But it's like classic Red Tornado. It's not like Red Tornado with boobs or anything.
No, this is classic Red Tornado. And
it's not even like Primal Fear or Primal Force Red Tornado. It's like just straight up Red Tornado.
Yeah, and like Vic is even like, this android, if I can activate him, we might be able to figure out what's going on. And then there's some blood on the wall that says, "It's chasing us, run."
Oh man, is it the Wyatt family?
And yes, and then the Wyatts come in. But actually it's Lady Blackhawk and her friends. And
the fucking Blackhawks are in this stuff.
That's why I'm saying this has to be an Elseworld, because also, Lady Blackhawk is now a lady of color. So she's like, all right, hey, we're gonna go to our island. What do they call this thing? It has a name. Blackhawk Island. I should have known that. Duh. Because they're like, oh, it's one of those things that's out of time. It's kind of like Themyscira.
Right.
It's like she names a couple other places.
She talks about Themyscira, talks about Scataris, like talks about all these places that like these DZ places that are like displaced.
Yeah, which I actually kind of like. I'm like, well, that's cool. That makes a lot of sense. Why there's just this random island nobody knew about.
So basically, there's a metal.
It has dinosaurs.
Yeah. So there's I guess so. She's been. So, I don't know. Could you tell me what's going on here?
So. No, I can't actually. So what happens here? So
because I read this.
I did too. So they go to Blackhawk Island, and it's spots where cosmic energy conducted through the Earth's metal core cancels itself out and creates a kind of static that disrupts space and time. Great. There's dinosaurs and whatever. And there's an invasion that's coming, and the Blackhawk crew have been fighting against it. And they're like, oh, well, for a long time, Carter Hall, aka Hawkman, used this as his base of operations as, an archaeologist, and he was like getting all this stuff, and he's like, here's our dagger, we're reincarnated, but basically we're supposed to like stave off this invasion.
And but they have this issue with nth metal.
Well, that's the thing. They got stabbed. They said thousands of years ago, the two of them were stabbed by an nth metal blade, which then allowed them to be reincarnated over and over and over again.
And it's the only material capable of giving vastly different powers to those who possess it: eternal life, flight, blah blah blah. And it broadcasts a strange energy. So the nth metal is the key to a lot of all this.
So that's the nth metal. And they're like, oh, hey, here's some other people who have done this through the years.
And there's fucking Will Payton.
Yeah, which that's weird.
Yeah,
and then there's Red Tornado right there.
There's Red Tornado hanging out with this.
There's the Challengers.
The Challengers. And Red Tornado's like just farting. Here's Dr. Magnus. Because basically, like, I guess Hawkman has been going around, like helping science.
Yeah, he's been like trying to like, stave off this invasion or whatever. And the energy is getting worse, and Vic can feel it because something is coming closer. Like the energy they felt in that weird by the pod.
So are they actually? So did they just like say fuck it to the mountain and leave?
Yeah. Okay. And they're like, so what are you getting at? And they're like, oh, here's a map of the universe. There's 52 universes that we know of. There are only 52. There are no more. And by the way, here's another. Is this the same?
No, it's the same. They're just carrying him around.
They just carry him around? They're just like, you know what? Bring that pot.
It's like yeah. Oh yeah, bring that.
I'm sure he's light. He's 3D printed.
Oh.
Maybe he's 3D printed now. Maybe that's why he falls apart all the time.
Yeah, that's probably because those things probably ain't staying together very well.
No, they're not very stable.
I just imagine them carrying around like it's fucking. They carry around like it was in that one episode of Sons of Anarchy with that guy carrying around that blow up doll to the town meeting.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whatever that British guy that was yelling at things. I remember.
Right.
That's what I remember. I just imagine them, but they're carrying Ted Retronator around.
Weird thing to remember about Sons of Anarchy.
That's one thing I remember. I remember falling asleep during that episode and then just waking up and being like, "What happened?" And I just see this British guy walking around with a blow up doll.
Yeah.
So
I just remember Stephen King.
Oh, Stephen King.
Obviously the best character in the whole show. And
Stephen King's character on that show as a cleaner who likes 80s pop music should have had his own show.
He really should have.
That is a show I would watch.
I don't think Stephen King was acting.
No.
I think he just showed up that day. It was like, oh, you got a dead body? I like 80s pop music, and I need a slop sink.
Does that slop sink work? And then like when he comes upstairs, they're like, is the body gone? He's like, what body? Leaves. It's like, fuck yeah. Give me that movie.
Yeah, give me that guy.
Give me that show. I want that show. Anyways, actually, I want him to hang out with Red Tornado, and I want them to solve mysteries.
That would be great.
Or I want them to solve mysteries of bodies that they find.
And corgi come? He has
the corgi's there, and then occasionally the corgi helps Stephen King put bodies down slop sinks.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And
you need a guy like that because he can take apart a body. He can probably put one back together, which Red Tornado needs.
Yeah.
He needs a guy who can put them back together. You don't want the guy who puts the head where the arm should be, because that's no fun.
Yeah, I'm going to write a letter now.
You should.
DC.
Strongly worded letter.
Strongly worded letter. Bring the Red Tornado back. They're like, what is this man rambling about?
Hey, I think
why do
really
we accept
great.
mail?
You put this guy with the thing, and then you put him in here.
So remember this episode of the little corgi, and remember an episode of Friends of Anarchy? What?
No, you know what that's like? Okay, I have to talk about this. So recently in LA, they had a film festival. And during
this Beyond Fest?
Yes.
Okay.
It was the Beyond Fest. And during this film festival, they showed the 4K restoration of Suspiria.
Right, we did. Yes.
Which they also had a Q&A with Dario Argento, hosted by Mick Garris. Who you are the producer of the podcast.
I am Mick Garris, yes.
So we were actually able to go, which was great and fantastic.
Yeah.
So
beautiful movie.
Oh my God, so beautiful. Beautiful even when it's not in 4K. But 4K was just stunning. It was gorgeous. So went and saw this movie, but beforehand they did a Q&A, and there's Dario Argento, who looks fantastic, by the way, for being, almost 90 at this point?
He's like in his mid-80s, but he looks great.
He looks great. Yeah, Dario looks great, sitting there, talking, answering questions about, his career or whatever, and this guy asks...
Yes!
And this guy asks a question...
basically he asked a question. He goes, so Brian De Palma had this, you shared this
no, so it was like, do you and Brian De Palma, I see you've been referencing each other in your work.
Yeah.
This, and then he names like, you did this, and then he did this, and then you had this scene, and he had this scene. Oh, and by the way, the camera operator on this movie was the same as your movie. And he's like, is that like, are you guys referencing each other on purpose? Like, do you guys do you guys know, like, it's a nod to each other, and whatever. And and so, they state the question again, and Dario Argento goes, I don't know him.
he goes, I don't know Brian De Palma.
It was just like something this dude made up that he was totally sure of, that these two directors
researched
have been winking at each other through their movies for years. Dude fucking made the whole thing up, but Dario Argento was just like, I don't know him.
What? He's like, I've seen him. I might have seen the movie.
The whole theater started laughing. It was fantastic.
That guy is me with the Sons of Stephen King's character in Sons of Anarchy.
You are that guy.
Yeah.
If you wrote that letter, you would be that guy.
Oh, I am that guy now. I'm that guy. I'll be
all that guy.
I'll be that guy. Yeah, I'll be that guy again.
But I just thought that was very great.
So they're
looking at
the
map.
They're actually looking at the multiverse map or something.
Yes, where there's only 52 universes. They know for sure, apparently, which I don't. Okay, fine, I'll take it. And they're like, well, it's whatever. The dark energy is not on any of these worlds. Okay, so it's
actually, this is my favorite part of the book. She goes, "The dark energy is in a dark universe," and she literally flips over the map.
Flips over the map, which
there's even a little thing here. It says flip.
And what's really funny is the whole back of this map is black.
Maybe it's a carbon map. Ooh, maybe it's like, some of those carbon papers.
They were just like, hey, it's fancy.
She flips the fucking thing over.
She's like, it comes from here. And they're like, the paper?
What, the black paper? Carbon paper?
Carbon paper?
Are we writing checks? What are we doing?
Construction paper? Or are we going to cut out bats for Halloween?
Are we
first grade?
Are we making a banner for homecoming?
Do I have to make a nose and eyes for Frosty the Snowman? It's really fucking dumb. So she flips it over and she's like, no.
And Wonder Woman goes, all I see is the back of a map.
That's right, Wonder Woman.
She's like, well, actually, it's because recently any of us saw that there's antimatter, and I would just, if I was her, I'd just be like, but I still see the back of the map.
You're like, oh, you mean it's coming from behind these universes, but that's stupid, and okay, fine, whatever. I'll buy it. I'm going with it. And they're like, oh, hey, here's Red Tornado. And they're like, this is when I start getting mad. So they're like, scary thing is, it turns out the dark matter and dark energy actually make up a majority of our universe. Uh-huh. It's stuff we can't feel. So it's going to come through.
Is this Crisis on Infinite Earths again?
Pretty much.
The antimatter bullshit.
Yes, and there's no proof. I sent the team through. It said the proof. You sound like I did. Carter sent a team to prove me wrong. The entire mountain was ripped out of reality. So that's what fucking happened. Hawkman was just like, go team. And they were like, oops. And they dropped a mountain in Gotham because they went to the dark matter universe or something.
Okay.
And they're like, please to shut the door, never open it again. A warning from Red Tornado. Something.
This is when he starts spazzing out.
Something about a great dragon, a beast that prowled in the dark, and a name. Uh-huh. And they're like, what name? And they're like, hey, Batman, so there's like a journal that like Hawkman lost. I don't know. But it's got like information about a dark tribe, the enemy of the bird. So we go back to the tribe shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, it comes from the word this and this.
It comes from the word wagon.
Wagon, because the wagon who is going to bring forth the dragon, and now the
wagon dragon.
And guess what?
Was that a Nintendo game?
Guess what? Wagon is the root of the name Wayne.
Oh, shit.
Because everything involves Batman.
What the fuck is even going on here?
This is when I got fucking mad at this book. Because I was like, you know what? All right, cool. Dark matter, weird shit going on. You're going to give me like a Joker with spiky eyes. Like, I've seen that picture. I know it's coming. All right, cool. I can be like, wow, holy shit, metal, whatever. I'm rocking out. But then everything ties back to Batman's family. And now I'm fucking mad. Because you know what? No.
This would be like if in the middle of a Crisis on Infinite Earths, they're just like, oh, and the Anti-Monitor is really Thomas Wayne. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I can't. I cannot do it anymore. I'm so, first off, I'm burnt out on the idea that everything is related to Batman.
Yes.
That Batman knows everything in his life is related. His parents are conspiracies. Whatever. I'm tired of it. Stop it. You don't have to have parents that were like wrapped up in big shit. Your family doesn't have to be wrapped up in big shit for you to do something cool. And I feel like a lot of entertainment these days has turned into the whole, all of our family is wrapped up in this thing, and the only reason that we're doing stuff cool is because our whole family has been involved in this.
Yeah.
The reason the Goonies was great is because those fucking kids just lived in that town.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh man, we're just on an adventure, and here's this crazy thing that happened. It wasn't because their parents were like wrapped up in the conspiracy of the pirate ship.
It wasn't like fucking Chunk's dad was a first matey,
right,
or something.
A descendant of whoever's, I forget the guy's name, but you know what I mean, like Blackbeard.
One-Eyed Willie.
Well, that's right. Yeah, they weren't like, oh, we're all One-Eyed Willie's descendants and blah, 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 blah. We have to, there's none of that bullshit. It was just, we live in this fucking town and here's this crazy adventure we just went on.
In the Goonies, there's that part at the end where, like, Sean Astin, like, looks at the One-Eyed Willie and he looks at his eye patch, under his eye patch.
And it's just bone?
Yeah, it's just bone. Like, why would he shouldn't even have an eye.
He didn't have an eye.
But it was covered over bone, like a deformity.
Yeah. It's probably he wore that patch because that probably freaked a lot of people out.
Oh, they had bone eye?
Yeah.
Ugh.
That he never even had an eye there. He just had bone. Yeah, I remember that. I will remember that scene until the day I die. It freaked me the fuck out when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's freaking me out now.
Yeah, bone eye.
Can we just do the Goonies instead?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just really... I don't know. I'm just burned out on this whole, like, oh, your family was involved. Like, that's what Star Wars has become.
Yeah.
That's what comics have become.
Pretty much every comic.
That's pretty much every story is just like, and the Spider-Man had that, and not in the most recent, but a couple reboots ago, where it was like Peter Parker's dad was like killed for some reason, conspiracy, blah blah. The X-Files, the X-Files, literally. Nothing makes me angrier. But
did you see there's a new trailer?
I sure watched it.
What'd you think? I didn't watch it, so I'm assuming.
I'm still excited. I'm such an X-Files fan. I have been since I was 13, and the reboot there was a lot of gross shit in the reboot, but you know what? I'm still, the minute that X comes up and that music starts playing, man, I got really excited.
I didn't like that episode of the one where it started off with the building on fire and then people were actually running out on fire. I didn't like that.
There was a lot of problems with those reboots. Probably because it feels different now. Like back then in the 90s, we were like, let's talk about conspiracies and the government fucking everybody over. And, people who believe in conspiracies are wackos. And now people who believe in conspiracies run our government. So it's not exactly as fun,
Yeah.
But yeah.
But you want to...
Yeah, I'm tired of fucking everybody's family being in shit.
I was going to say, like, Gotham's the same way with the whole fucking Court of Owls shit. And it's like, well, Bruce Wayne's descendant had this.
Oh, that's right. Because it was the whole thing, like, your family fucked over my family. Now the Court of Owls and I'm going to kill Gotham.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm tired. No.
Yeah, no.
No more. Like, I just want stories. You have so many other characters in the DCU. Did it have to be Batman?
No.
Did it have to be any... You could have just brought a new character who's like Jim Bob Jones or whatever, and his family is he's the one who does it. He stumbles on something. It's an accident, whatever. It doesn't have to be that apparently Batman's been investigating this about his whole family gonna bring about dragon or something. And
Wagon Dragon.
And it lost me right there. The minute and I love Batman. He's my favorite, but I'm just like, you need to sit out a couple times. You need to take the bench. I realize you're our star player, but fourth string Billy needs to play too.
Yeah.
And I think that's really how
we need special teams.
Yeah, we need special teams. Go sit down. Yeah. Let the second string quarterback throw this game, will ya?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I feel about this.
So Red Tornado somehow is activated by the presence of this realization that the name Wayne is being tossed about, and he realizes that Batman's there, and that activates Red Tornado, and he starts...
It's really, really good that Wayne is a super uncommon name.
Oh no, Wayne Brady has turned on Red Tornado!
I've never heard of anyone else with the last name of Wayne except for Batman.
Stately Reggie Wayne, former receiver for the Indianapolis Colts.
There's country singers with what's his...
Well, I'm trying to think of other Waynes.
There's definitely a country singer with the last name of Wayne, and I can't think of it.
Wayne.
I'll think of something.
David Wayne, no. Oh, wait, that's not the same one. The originator starts spazzing out. I do like that his lettering is red.
Yeah,
like, anytime he talks, it's red. I'm like, oh, cool. I like that. I hope he's sick. I hope he gets his own book.
Well, I hope he doesn't get like ripped apart.
I do like
where Superman is here, and as we know, he is a robo-racist.
Superman's just got a boner.
I'm surprised Superman hasn't ripped his head off already.
He's like, I want to rip his fucking head off.
He's like, it's a machine. That's why he was so good on that planet, because it was all machines.
Oh yeah.
Superman was like, this is the best. I get to kill all these machines.
I do like Green Arrow just taking a fist. Green Lantern? Yeah, Green Lantern just taking a fist and wrapping just kind of covering Red Tornado's eyes.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, well, we don't really know what we're doing.
Don't look at Batman. Oh, they're like, he won't escape me. And they're like, have you met Batman? And of course, what is Batman doing? Riding a dinosaur to safety. That's a sentence I never thought I'd say, but I'm really glad I got a chance to say it.
Yeah, and
yeah,
that's what he's doing.
Yeah, so where does he go? He goes to the Batcave.
Wait, does he actually ride this all the way back to the Batcave?
I assume so.
Where does he put the fucking...
I don't know. He gets off the island somehow. This is one of those, it's out.
Oh, he gets a sub. He gets a hyper sub.
But
he orders a hyper sub from the...
Can you hyper sub out of these weird islands?
Sure.
I don't know how these islands work.
Why didn't he just ride the dinosaur back? He should have been like, good job, dinosaur friend.
He's like, you can.
Is this Adventure Island the game?
He's like, you can.
Adventure Island 3.
You can come meet the dead dinosaur I have standing in my bat cave.
You can meet Steve Wayne.
You can meet Steve Wayne. I will kill him and stuff, or I will kill you and stuff you.
Oh wait, does Batman have sex with this? And is that why that one girl has the the arm in Gotham?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Batman I figured it out.
This is basically the Wanderers.
Yes, it's the one. Actually, that's what I thought. I go, holy
Batman,
shit! Are they on the Wanderers planet?
Yes. What if Batman had sex with dinosaurs? Well, you know what's really going to happen is we should just go back to all comics that have existed, and if Batman's not in them, we should just rewrite them and put him in them. So he gets to have
just draw little ears on all the characters.
Yeah, just put a cowl on all the characters, and now it's Batman having sex with dinosaurs.
You know, you pointed this out again. I did read this. I was like, are they on the Wanderers planet? They gotta be, because that guy had sex with the dinosaur,
right? And now they have
another dinosaur, and he created the other dinosaur, and this dinosaur. Now Batman's riding that dinosaur.
They're on the Wanderers planet.
Holy shit!
Yes, it is a shared universe.
Well, it's DC. They figured it's like, you know what we did. You know what we haven't talked about in a while, the Wanderers. But you know, not like the Wanderers in general, but like just that one
guy.
Just like that one guy, but not the guy, but like the dinosaur he fucked. Like, did that dinosaur had a baby?
That's his descendant story. So now we have to hear about. See, that dinosaur is going to get his own book, and it's going to be about all how his like parents were involved in like, I don't know, saving Wanderer Planet. But only him and only his parents. Nobody else can do anything. Everybody else has to sit around and go, man, I wish my parents were involved in something.
Yeah.
So
now we get, for some reason,
we get a splash page.
Well, we get this is what I
with your buddy.
Well, we get Dr. Fate up top here, and he's like, premonitions, because the dark energy pours into this world, and because the Batman opened the door with his...
Why isn't Dr. Fate the one knowing about this? Like, if anyone is going to know what the fuck is going on, it should be Dr. Fate. It should be John Constantine. It should be your Justice League Dark.
Dr. Fate, again, this kind of goes back to that one... Remember how we were saying, like, what was the issue the thing we were reading, we were like, where the fuck is Dr. Fate?
Oh, yeah. So vague. I don't remember what we were talking about.
It was like some book. I forgot what it was.
But you're right. Where the fuck was Dr. Fate? Where is he here? Where's Constantine?
Well, he's here now.
I know, but that's why I'm saying, like, this has to obviously be an Elseworlds. And also Plastic Man in an egg.
Plastic Man is just there. He's just an exclamation point. Because they're like, they're like, a dark army's coming, and for some reason...
Who is that?
This looks like, to me... Robot Man, but the Justice Society Robot Man.
Okay.
Who's here for? There's just like some like, who can we throw in here that we haven't seen in a while?
Well, at least they did something. I just wish one of these characters was the focus. So they're like, oh, all these weird things are gonna come through this dark energy, and then now we're back at the Batcave, and now Batman's looking at a microscope.
He sure is.
Look at
science and there's still fucking.
Then what happens here? Like a rocket crashes into Gotham or something.
What is all this dead meat stuff?
I think those are people.
Barbados has been after its target since the dawn of man that first saw him in a final moment of crisis. Now, if you're reading this, a second moment is upon us.
Oh, that's right. Because what happened is that journal that was missing, guess what? It's in Batman's library.
Oh, shit.
Because where else are you going to put something? You can't put it anywhere else. You can't put it at a bookstore. Can't give it to somebody else for safekeeping.
Put it in a museum.
Has to go to Batman.
It belongs in a museum.
Not anymore.
Nope.
Catwoman can't steal it. Whatever. It's like, I hope you never find this book. Blah, blah, blah. Carter Hall. And Batman's like, oh my God, it's true. And then Batman turns around to see... I don't know who this guy is.
He turns around to see... Oh, it's Dream from The Endless.
Oh, okay.
So now we're jumping in with Sandman characters.
Oh, okay. All
who,
right.
Is this actually Sandman?
You know what? Even though I was a goth girl, I've never read Sandman.
I've never read a Sandman comic.
I know I was supposed to because, Neil Gaiman and...
Everybody loves Sandman. I've never read it. Sandman.
And he's like, oh my God, there he is. And so basically, Batman is bringing about the end of the universe.
Uh-huh.
Because, sure. Just kind of makes you think, like, everything that's been a problem in the DCU is all Batman's fault. And maybe he should have died in that alley. Because then all these people would be happy. Gotham certainly wouldn't be a whole.
I know. So I do like, though, you get to see the checklist of Dark Knight's Metal, and I do like some of these titles of these books.
Oh, yeah.
Like you see, we got Dark Days, The Forge, Dark Days, The Casting, Dark Knight's Metal, Batman, The Red Death, Batman, The Murder Machine.
Yeah, that's supposed to be fun.
Batman, The Dawnbreaker. I like Batman the Drowned.
Yeah,
that actually comes out next week, I think.
That's fun. I want to look at it.
Batman the Drowned, Batman the Merciless, Batman the Devastator, Batman Lost. Is there a Batman 1? Oh, I like this one. The Batman Who Laughs.
Oh, yeah. That's that one that's supposed to be like a Batman / Joker crossover with the spikes on his eyes.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah. I don't know if that's out yet.
And then they have Hawkman Found. What is even going on here?
Yeah, I mean, all right. I love the idea. I'm going with this as an Elseworld. I can't look at this in any other way. I don't know if it's supposed to be or not, but I'm looking at it as an Elseworld. I like this idea that it's like, I've heard someone describe it as like a rock opera. I'm like, okay, cool. I like that we're being weird.
How could this be fucking canon, though?
It can't be. I like that we're going fucking weird. I like that we're doing different shit. But holy fucking shit, am I so tired of Batman being the center of everything.
I know. Yeah,
that ruins it for me.
And it sucks because there's other...
If he was just there and he was part, just part of the team and fine.
Yeah.
But the fact that his whole family is the linchpin for this entire series, his genetics, his dumb chance at birth is literally the only reason he's in the right place at the right time for this whole fucking thing to go down. I'm so over that. I'm so tired of it. So, yeah, that ruins it for me.
Yeah.
Right there. I'm like, nope.
So you're not going to read Batman and Benji the Hunted or whatever the fuck
Yes, I would like to read Batman and Benji the Hunted.
Batman
the Popple. Do you remember Popples?
Popples?
Yeah, when you were a kid, do you remember Popples?
Batman the Monchichi.
Susie had those.
I know, I had those
so fucking ugly.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I would love to see Batman with a little Monchichi fro.
Yeah.
Tail.
But like you remember Popples, right?
What were Popples?
So Popples were like these weird, like stuffed animal things, and they like you could fold them into a little ball, and then they would pop out.
Okay.
That's all they did. It was Popple.
Just put Batman in everything. Is that what we're doing here? Batman.
That's pretty much it. Batman in my breakfast cereal.
Batman the Trisket.
Bat Trisket.
Bat Trisket.
They just all have his face burned onto them.
It is funny because that's the comic. It's just a box of Triscuits, and you're just like Batman the Trisket.
It's just like why is it just 20 pages of it being on the counter, and then a kid walks in at the very last panel and just picks one up and eats it?
It's just on the counter for 20 pages. And the kid goes,
until the very
Bob bought Triscuits. Batman the Trisket.
And it's just some kid like grabbing a handful and like shoving it towards his mouth, and like that it's just his end.
What I would do if I was at a comic book
Give me that comic book.
What I would do if I owned a comic book store, I would just have here's a DC metal crossover, and I would just have Batman I would just take things from my house, like Batman the wrench, Batman the Arby's ad,
Batman the squirt bottle.
Batman the squirt bottle.
Like, look at all these things.
Batman the used sponge.
Gross.
Batman the Today sponge.
People are just gonna like draw his face on one of them.
Batman the Fisher Price's Little People that has all the paint knocked off, and it's just a flesh colored head.
You mean the one that like got dropped outside and then someone ran it over with a car?
And they left it outside for the winter?
Yeah, and it's all like faded and shit now.
But it's the Batman.
Yeah.
The Batman one of it.
It's the Batman version of
And
that.
you can't complete this DC metal series if you don't buy Batman.
The little people who got left outside.
The little people who got left outside.
Fisher Price's Batman meets Fisher Price's little people who got left outside. Batman, the G.I. Joe who got tied to a bottle rocket.
That's the one I wrote. I'll write that one. I wrote that one in 1992. I saw that one coming.
Yeah, you sure did.
Batman the Corgi.
Oh, I would like a corgi named Batman. I think that'd be cute.
It's like a scavenger hunt.
It is. You gotta find the Batman of everything.
But it could be anything.
It could be anything.
Oh,
and just because it's a thing doesn't mean it's Batman.
And somehow DC manages to not release any more comics, but still makes lots of money off of this stupid scavenger hunt.
Well, it's because everything you buy has the potential of being Batman.
Oh, shit.
They're going to be like Amazon, except with Batman.
Oh, boy. Well, whatever. I can't really say if you're going to read the next issue of this, because I don't even know what the fuck the next issue is. I think it's...
I don't know. I really like the idea of Batman the Drown. I don't know. I don't know.
It's just Batman being like, oh, where's my life preserver?
I hope he gets stuck in a hot tub. Instead of like being in the ocean, I just hope it's like Batman in like a shallow hot tub.
Well, he fell asleep and drowned.
Yeah, he did.
Batman the Drowned in a hot tub.
In like one of those hot tubs that also double as like a lap pool. Have you seen that ad?
Have I seen it?
I don't know. It's like a hot tub that like blows like the water at you, and you can actually like swim laps.
Oh,
but stay in one place.
Batman the lap tool / lap pool / hot tub.
Yeah,
with changing lights.
Yes, get it at your home and garden center.
go to Gary's
Lowe's.
Pools on Union Road in Cheektowaga.
I bet he has one.
Get yourself the.
He's got the pool that Batman's father drowned in.
Thomas Wayne drowned in a hot tub.
Or you know what? I would just love to go back.
Batman's got Vengeance got hot tubs. He just
he just like he goes to like those home and garden shows that they have once a year. He's just kicking all the hot tubs. You killed my dad. Vengeance.
Look, if anybody wants to dress
popcorn at the same time.
Yeah, he's definitely.
They always give you those little bags of.
Well, no, here's the deal. Look, here's the deal. If anybody next year, anybody's listening in Buffalo. Or anywhere, or if you want, but I know in Buffalo they have the home show.
Oh, they have them
at the county fair.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to dress as Batman
and go kick a hot tub,
and dress as Batman, get yourself some kettle corn, put some sugar on it. Then go into the home show section, and go up to all the hot tubs and kick them and yell, "You killed my dad!" and then tape it and then send it to us. We'll post it.
Oh man.
We'll give you a retweet.
We'll retweet you.
We'll retweet you.
From, I'm assuming you're going to be in jail.
You won't get to see it because you have your
crazy man or woman kicking a fucking hot tub at the Buffalo State Fair, all for a retweet.
The Buffalo State
from a
Fair
podcast. I don't know, New York State Fair,
Erie County Fair.
Erie County Fair.
Don't forget
for a retweet from a podcast no one listens to.
But we are from Buffalo.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to support the Buffalo arts.
So proud.
Even though we don't live there.
So proud.
Oh, God. All right, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I've had enough.
Yeah, we all have.
All right, so you can find myself on Twitter and Instagram. Hang on. You can find myself on Twitter and Instagram at Angry Hero Shawn, SHAWN. And my other podcast is I Can Talk Kayfabe with Joe Todaro, where we talk about wrestling books. And, I will get on a better schedule. We have Joe Boston Books. We're going to get back on this. I feel like shit today, so, I'm not really in the mood.
Yeah.
But...
and I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram, jenstansfield.tumblr.com and jenstansfield.wordpress.com. Send us an email, worstcollectionever@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Worst Collection Ever.
And please give us a rating, a 5-star rating, and leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
I think we deserve it, especially for this episode.
Yeah, for that hot tub bit. That was inspired.
It really was.
You don't get that. You will not get that
anywhere. You can't find that anywhere else.
If you find it somewhere else, you tell us. And we'll fight them.
We will. Dressed as Batman.
Dressed as Batman.
If they dress as hot tubs.
It's probably somebody else's. It's a hot tub. Sentient hot tub.
If I will fight another podcast if that podcast dresses up like a hot tub.
How do you dress up like a hot tub?
I don't know. Figure it out. And then I'll go ahead, put on a Batman costume, and we could sort of kick at each other.
Look, I'm going to make a bold statement right now. I will fight a sentient hot tub. Watch. You'll watch. Fucking Judgment Day is going to happen. Like, fucking Skynet's going to infect the hot tub, and someone's going to be like, we know a guy that will fight that can help defend us. And, there's going to be a fucking chopper landed here. You can be like, I didn't really mean it.
Well, you know what? You're lucky, because you would only have to do that if your parents have fought sentient hot tubs back 6 or 7 generations.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, you can only do something.
Should I call my mom and ask her?
Yeah, find out if your mom ever fought a hot tub.
Should I call my mom and be like, Mom, I know it's whatever. What time is it? Like 10 o'clock?
Yes.
Yeah, I know it's 1 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. But did you ever fight a sentient hot tub? She's like, don't talk to me. That is literally what you say. Don't talk to me. God damn it, Shawn. Don't talk to me. All right, let's end this.
Okay.
All right, thanks for listening, folks. You can find us on all the social medias. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And did I say we were going to continue? Whatever.
I don't know. Whatever. I don't think I'd read it. Would you?
I would not. I've read one, and that's all I need.
Yep.
And maybe I'll look it up. I am interested in Batman the Drowned.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the drawings are fucking cool. I think the weird fucking spiky shit. I'm down with it.
Yeah.
God damn, I'm so tired of Batman.
More embossed covers.
Sorry, Batman.
All right, thanks for listening, folks, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Bye.